Hi, I'm Xavier. Please do a 107 facts about Fullmetal Alchemist.
When it comes to great anime, Fullmetal Alchemist was a game changer. It took the entire art form to a new level, and garnered a loyal fan base as a result. Remember how excited you were every time a new episode came out? Of course you do, because you're a human being. I'm Adrian, and we're here to give you the amazing story behind Fullmetal Alchemist. Think you know everything about Ed, Al, and the rest of the gang? Think again. There's so much more to this beloved anime than meets the eye. So whether you're a die-hard fan, or just wondering what all the fuss is about, we've got something for everyone as we count down 107 facts you should know about Fullmetal Alchemist. Let's get started. Fact number 1. Fullmetal Alchemist was created by Hiromu Arakawa, the author of Silver Spoon, and the illustrator for The Heroic Legend of Arslan and Hero Tales, which all received anime adaptations. Number 2. Before starting Fullmetal Alchemist, Arakawa used the concept of the Philosopher's Stone in another independent manga. During her studies, she read up on the art of alchemy and said that the more I read up on alchemy, the more interesting I found it. I was more attracted to the philosophical aspects of it than the practical ones. Thus, the basic groundwork for Fullmetal Alchemist was born. Number 3. The Philosopher's Stone is an object central to the entire story of Fullmetal Alchemist. It's known to possess the power to bypass the law of equivalent exchange and exists in the real world as well. However, unlike the stone found in Fullmetal Alchemist, our stone was thought to have the power to transform base metal into precious ones. Kinda lame in comparison. Number 4. Like someone else who wrote a famous story about the Philosopher's Stone, Hiromu isn't actually Arakawa's given name. Her given name is Hiromi, but she took the name Hiromu, so her work wouldn't be passed on due to her gender. Number 5. Arakawa said she picks names randomly out of a European names dictionary. Number 6. Arakawa's favorite characters are Ed, Al, Winry, and Lieutenant Hawkeye. Of course she picks the main characters. Number 7. Arakawa finds Lieutenant Armstrong to be the easiest character to draw. With Armstrong taking off his shirt almost all the time, it must feel great not having to draw the details of the military uniforms. But those muscles, those are even more detailed than the uniform. Number 8. In an interview with New Type USA, Arakawa says she loves dogs, which explains why a few named ones are present: Black Hayate, Den, and Alexander. Number 9. Themes in Fullmetal Alchemist were inspired from Arakawa's life. She lived in Hokkaido, Japan's largest island, and a major source of agriculture. The Ainu, the aboriginal people of Hokkaido, were displaced by the Japanese. Often the Ainu are treated unfairly, and this theme of unfair treatment can be seen with the people of Ishval. Number 10. Arakawa believes that she looks and acts most like Alphonse, well-behaved and watching as her older siblings made mistakes. But most of you voted you were more like Ed in the channel Frederator app. Number 11. The story developed as the characters developed. Arakawa knew the major plot points of the series. However, when she was writing the story, the characters are what drove the events. She only knew the destination, not the journey. Number 12. Arakawa draws herself as a cow wearing glasses. Her cow persona shows up in segments at the end of the books in the FMA series, often addressing the reader directly. Number 13. She represents herself as a cow because she grew up on her parents' dairy farm. Number 14. Arakawa regrets that the most circulated image of her is of her cow self wearing fighting panties, which was originally shown in volume 1 of the manga. Number 15. Arakawa's cow persona can be seen in the background of the episode Fullmetal Heart from the 2003 anime series. This occurs during a scene where Edward Elric refuses to drink milk. Of course, it's a cow and milk. Number 16. Years of working on a farm taught Arakawa the value of hard work, as well as the idea that what you get from something comes from the effort you put into it. This idea inspired equivalent exchange, a recurring concept in the FMA series. Number 17. In 1999, Arakawa created Stray Dog, a one-shot manga about a young girl who is made part dog due to military experimentation. This concept is used even more disturbingly in the FMA series, where a girl and a dog are fused into a chimera through alchemy. Number 18. In Stray Dog, the half-dog girl, Kilka, is referred to as a dog of the military. Edward Elric and other state alchemists are also called this in FMA. Kilka and Edward share golden eyes, and both wear their hair in a braid. The similarity is uncanny. Number 19. The Fullmetal Alchemist manga is partially inspired by the over-the-top nature of B-movies. Number 20. In the manga, Arakawa intended to introduce the character Winry Rockbell earlier than she ended up being introduced. This was disallowed by the editorial department. However, in both anime adaptations, Winry appears within the first 2 episodes. Number 21. Chimera, a concept used in the FMA series, is based on myth. In Greek mythology, a chimera is a giant fire-breathing beast with the head and body of a lion, a goat head on its back, and a tail that ends in a snake. not quite the same as the ones we see in Fullmetal Alchemist. Number 22. Alkahestry is named after alkahest, a universal solvent theorized by real-life alchemists and thought to have potential medical benefits. Number 23. Alchemy has its roots in our history as well. The ancient Egyptians would use chemicals for mummification, which gave rise to the idea that chemicals could be used to give people eternal life. Number 24. The setting for Fullmetal Alchemist was initially based off the industrial sectors in England in a post-industrial revolution world. Amestris and the whole world of Fullmetal Alchemist eventually evolved over time and included giant fortresses and valley towns, but it's nice knowing where things started. Number 25. The Fullmetal Alchemist series deals with a lot of issues regarding war, corruption, race inequality, and living with disabilities. In order to ensure that the series handled those topics respectfully and accurately, Arakawa interviewed a number of people who have experienced them before writing her manga. Number 26. In the English dub, Yoki, a corrupt military officer, is voiced by Barry Yandel, who also voices Bentham in One Piece. Coincidentally, in the Japanese dub, Bentham is voiced by Kazuki Yao, who also voices Yoki in Fullmetal Alchemist. Number 27. Nearly every known member of the military, mainly Mustang's unit, is named after some type of mid-20th century military aircraft, including P-51 Mustang, E-2 Hawkeye, FJ-1 Fury, M-28 Havoc, and Ki-84 Hayate. Number 28. King Bradley, on the other hand, is named after the M2 Bradley, a modern tank. Number 29. When Fullmetal Alchemist was first adapted into an anime series in 2003, the manga series was still running concurrently to the anime series. Because of this, several changes to the original source material were made, complete with an original ending. Arakawa was involved in early development, but was not in charge of the script towards the end. Even she was unaware of how the series would end. Number 30. Since Arakawa did not create and further develop all of the homunculi by the time Fullmetal Alchemist started airing, anime original versions of Wrath and Sloth were created. Furthermore, Fuhrer King Bradley shifted from being Wrath in the manga to becoming the homunculus Pride in the adaptation. Number 31. The origins of the homunculus differed from the manga as well. In the Fullmetal Alchemist anime series, the homunculi are byproducts of failed human transmutations. They're given a form after coming in contact with red stones, which give them their power. This is different from Brotherhood and the manga, where the homunculi are creations and parts of Father. Number 32. In an interview with Anime News Network, screenwriter Sho Aikawa explained that Fullmetal Alchemist was on a fixed time schedule. In order to provide good entertainment to the audience, Aikawa and director Seiji Mizushima decided that the series was going to be about the development of the characters rather than following the manga to the T, so original parts were going to be created. He compared it to how movie adaptations of popular comics didn't have to be one-to-one with the original comic series. Number 33. When Aikawa was working on the adaptation of Fullmetal Alchemist, he made it his goal to properly represent the themes present in the series. He explained that there were unspoken rules that existed in Japanese television which limited some themes from being shown. However, he stated that he wasn't showing these harsh themes just to show them, but used them to get the message across properly.
Hey everyone, taking a quick break from the facts to let you know that Frederator's online store Stash Riot is offering a $1,000 gift card to buy your plushies, t-shirts, and other stuff from your favorite cartoons. Basically, a gift card is like a philosopher's stone that turns a card into cold hard swag. Contest rules apply, see the link in the description. Also, for a limited time, all shipping in the United States from Stash Riot is completely free, and if you're outside the US, Stash Riot is taking $5 off the shipping cost. Both of those offers end on April 30th, so take advantage of them before they're gone. And with that, let's get back to the facts.
Number 34. In the very first scene of the very first episode of the very first anime adaptation, you can see Al's armor pre-soul bounding, a nice nod to what's about to happen next. Number 35. In episode 19, Alphonse gets hit by a teacup thrown at him by Ed. Mike McFarland, producer for the Fullmetal Alchemist dub, admits that he threw a teacup at Aaron Dismuke to get a genuine reaction from him. Sometimes people go to great lengths to get what they want, even if it's just to record a line. Number 36. In episode 3, during a sparring session, Ed kicks Al into the water. This scene is inconsistent with other instances of Al and water. If Al's blood seal is wet, it might come off, subsequently killing him. Number 37. Also in episode 3, we see a scene where Mustang receives a letter. However, the letter isn't addressed to him. It's addressed to a certain James Herbert, a well-known British horror writer. Does Mustang steal letters and read them? Number 38. Sig Curtis has the ability to sleep with his eyes open. This ability is not seen in Brotherhood or the manga, and could very well be unique to the 2003 anime series. Number 39. Ed hates medicine and will go to great lengths to get out of taking it. This isn't really touched upon in the manga, but it is mentioned several times in the light novels and in the 2003 series. Number 40. It's also implied that Ed hates needles. For a guy that doesn't like being called little, he sure acts like a little kid. Number 41. When the military invades Lior, there's a bar with the name Motherland. Motherland is a reference to the song Motherland, which is the third Fullmetal Alchemist credits theme. Number 42. In both anime series, Edward is voiced by esteemed voice actor Vic Mignogna. Some of his many roles include Tamaki Suo in Ouran High School Host Club and Brawly in Dragon Ball Z. Number 43. When Vic Mignogna met Romi Paku, the voice of Edward in the Japanese release, Mignogna gave her an authentic cowboy hat from Texas. Number 44. The voice actors for Edward and Alphonse in the Japanese dub, Romi Paku and Rei Kugamiya, also voice Switzerland and Liechtenstein in Axis Powers Italia. Switzerland and Liechtenstein are brothers, like Edward and Alphonse. Number 45. Romi Paku is also the voice of Toshiro Hitsugaya from Bleach and Tao Ren from Shaman King. Like Edward, these characters are all short for their age and get angry when someone points it out. Number 46. King Bradley's parallel, Fritz Lang, was a real Austrian-German filmmaker. When first introduced, he tells Ed his name is Mabuse. This is possibly a reference to Dr. Mabuse, a character from Lang's film Dr. Mabuse the Gambler. Number 47. The story of Fullmetal Alchemist does not end at the final episode. Studio Bones and its writers created an anime original movie to wrap up the storyline called The Conqueror of Shambhala. Once again, Arakawa had no hand in the story. Number 48. Some events within The Conqueror of Shambhala actually happened in real life. A scene depicting Adolf Hitler attempting to start an uprising is known as the Beer Hall Putsch. It was an unsuccessful attempt by Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party at overthrowing the German government. Number 49. The Thule Society mentioned in The Conqueror of Shambhala is a group that actually existed. The Thule Society sets the basis of Nazi ideology. Several members are present in the movie, such as Rudolf Hess, Karl Haushofer, and Adolf Hitler. Number 50. The Thule Society serves a very prominent role in the movie, with several real-life members depicted. However, the main antagonist, Dietlind Eckert, never really existed in real life. She could be a reference to Dietrich Eckert, who was a very prominent member in the society. Number 51. Fullmetal Alchemist received two separate anime adaptations by Studio Bones. Fullmetal Alchemist, which aired from 2003 to 2004, and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which aired from 2009 to 2010. Number 52. Those of you that watched the English dub of Fullmetal Alchemist might have noticed that Alphonse's voice sounds different in Brotherhood. This is because it is different. Aaron Dismuke originally voiced Alphonse Elric in the 2003 series, but due to his voice changing because of puberty, he was replaced by Maxie Whitehead. Sometimes growing up sucks. Number 53. If you missed Aaron Dismuke, don't be sad. Dismuke briefly returned in Brotherhood, where he voiced, spoiler alert, a young Van Hohenheim, aka Slave Number 23, aka Ed and Al's father. Number 54. The name originally given to Van Hohenheim, Theophrastus Bombastus von Hohenheim, might sound ridiculous and long, but it's actually a reference to German-Swiss physician and alchemist Paracelsus, whose full name was Philippus Areolus Theophrastus Bombastus von Hohenheim. Number 55. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, released in 2009, is a more direct adaptation of the manga. At the time Brotherhood began development, the manga had not been completed, so Arakawa shared the manga's ending with Studio Bones to keep the adaptation faithful. Number 56. In Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood Episode 10, Separate Destinations, Maze Hughes can be seen reading a newspaper article about the riots in Lior. Upon closer inspection, the text mentions Los Angeles, April 29, 1992, and even Rodney King. Number 57. In the 2003 adaptation of Fullmetal Alchemist, Alphonse's breech cloth is light violet, but in the manga and in Brotherhood, his cloth is white. Number 58. In episode 58, there's an elderly woman that has an uncanny resemblance to Dante, the antagonist of the first Fullmetal Alchemist series. Number 59. Between commercial breaks, Brotherhood has eye-catch images that feature characters from the series, paired with a voice saying Fullmetal Alchemist. When a character dies in an episode, an eye-catch image is shown, but it's accompanied with silence. Number 60. Dante's name is a reference to Dante Alighieri, author and protagonist of the epic poem The Divine Comedy. The poem, while not directly themed around the 7 deadly sins, portrays each of them in some form, just like the homunculus. Number 61. Edward's height is a running gag throughout Fullmetal Alchemist. However, throughout the manga and in Brotherhood, you can see Edward slowly getting taller and more muscular. Number 62. If you haven't noticed, Ed likes to wear a lot of black. Wearing black allows him to hide the stains caused by his greasy automail. Number 63. Arakawa stated that she liked Barry the Chopper's character. However, Barry the Chopper was a serial killer, and found killing to be delightful and fun. So while she liked the character, she couldn't really sympathize for him. Number 64. When Ed's arm had to be redesigned, Arakawa thought that the change would make it easier for Ed to deflect attacks. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to show this ability that often. Number 65. Despite being important to the origin story of the homunculus Wrath, and being a central figure in the Führer candidate experiments, the doctor with the golden tooth doesn't have a proper name. He's widely known as the Gold Tooth Doctor, or just Doctor. Number 66. To make things even more confusing, in episode 57 of Brotherhood, the English release credits him as simply Goldtooth. Maybe giving him a name would have resolved all this confusion. Number 67. A man with short hair, a mustache, and wearing a light-colored suit can be seen in some chapters of the Fullmetal Alchemist manga, and in several episodes of Brotherhood. He's never mentioned by any character, and is simply there. He's known as Mabuta Mobuo, and he's a gag character put into the manga, and adapted by the anime staff. Number 68. Greed, the first one, isn't wearing a shirt under his vest. He's just covering up his body using his ultimate shield. In Brotherhood, his body has a redder tinge compared to his ultimate shield, making it seem like he's wearing a shirt, but in the manga, there is no color distinction. The red tinge might just be a mistake more than anything. Number 69. Ed has a scar above his right eye. The scar was caused by prisoner number 48. aka the Slicer, and can be seen throughout the series and tears whenever something hits it. Number 70. Just south of Uswell, there exists a mountain range in eastern Amestris. One of the peaks is named Mount Fuji, as if the reference could not be any more obvious. Number 71. Van Hohenheim's Philosopher's Stone contains exactly 536,329 souls. Number 72. Curtis Meats, owned and run by the wonderful Izumi and Sig Curtis, sells mammoth meat. You can see them advertise it in front of their shop. I wonder if it's mammoth meat or a mammoth amount of meat. Number 73. When Pinako was younger, she used to be known as the Pantheress of Resinbull and used to pick on Dominic Lacourt, the old Automail engineer seen in Rush Valley. Number 74. Scar actually has a name. It just hasn't been revealed yet, nor do we know if it will be revealed in the future. In a Q&A found at the end of volume 15 of the manga, Arakawa revealed that she had a name for Scar, but had certain reasons it had to be kept secret. If the series lasted long enough, the name would be revealed. Now that the series is over, it makes you wonder if we'll ever know Scar's name. Number 75. Once Alphonse gets his body back at the end of the series, he melts his armor so that it can be used to make automail. That's the proper way to give back to society. Number 76. Word travels fast in Amestris. Greed knew about the Elrics before even meeting them. After the Elrics fought Scar, many started talking about them, and word eventually found its way to Greed. Number 77. Ed's gone to the Gate of Truth more times than any other character in the series. He's been there when he first committed human transmutation, when he transmuted Al's soul, when he escaped from inside Gluttony's stomach, when Father gathered the sacrifices, and when he finally brought Al back. Basically, he's seen a lot of things. Number 78. Trisha and Hohenheim aren't actually married. Ed mentions this in the manga, which is the reason why they have their mother's last name. Number 79. In Brotherhood, Trisha is seen with a wedding ring. As stated before, Trisha is not married to Hohenheim. The corresponding scene found in the Fullmetal Alchemist manga shows Trisha without a ring. Number 80. In the special ending featured in the final episode of Brotherhood, Vato Falman is flanked by two children resembling him. It's implied that these are his children. This scene, however, is not present in the manga. Number 81. In an omake found in volume 15 of the manga, Alphonse states that he only allows girls and cats inside his armor. However, in Brotherhood, he's seen allowing Zhao Mei in his armor, and in Fullmetal Alchemist Black Hayate. Number 82. When using alchemy in battles, Ed's alchemy looks extremely rough and uneven, while Al's alchemy is very clean and geometric. Number 83. Isaac McDougall from Brotherhood and Lyra from Fullmetal Alchemist share similar transmutation circles. It's possible that they both shared the ability to lower temperatures, with Isaac cooling water and Lyra chilling the air around her. Oh, and remember, they're also both original characters created for their respective adaptations. Number 84. Sheska is the lowest ranked among all the major characters. She sits at the bottom of the list as a private. Number 85. Speaking of ranking, Black Hayate, who I must remind you is a dog, is ranked 2nd lieutenant. Even if Black Hayate's rank is unofficial, this makes him higher ranked than Sheska and Sergeant Major Fury. Number 86. That's okay. In the light novel, The Land of Sand, it's hinted that Fury might just be part of a wealthy family. Who needs rank when you've got money? Number 87. Despite being a dog of the military, 2nd Lieutenant Breda can't stand dogs. There isn't quite a detailed explanation, but he's either afraid of them or just dislikes likes them. Number 88. Rebecca Catalina, officer of the military, is never actually seen in full uniform. Number 89. The movie Fullmetal Alchemist, The Sacred Star of Milos, is the second movie based on the Fullmetal Alchemist series, and is a tie-in to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, not the series as a whole. Number 90. The Sacred Star of Milos was completely original, with no story input from Arakawa. Regardless, she told the staff that she was looking forward to what they could come up with. However, its status as canon is still up in the air. Number 91. The Sacred Star of Milos' Table City took influences from Spanish architecture. Director Kazuya Murata stated that since Amestris was based off of England, he looked to other European countries for inspiration. Number 92. The journey to Creta and Table City marks the first time the main characters traveled to a different country chronologically. This posed a problem for the staff making the story. Since the Sacred Star of Milos took place in between events found in Brotherhood and the manga, they had to come up with a story that was inclusive. The characters never traveled to Creta or mentioned their travels there in Arakawa's story, so this story had to make sense in some way. Number 93. The Sanguine Star, the central object in the story of the Sacred Star of Milos, can be seen as a variation of the Philosopher's Stone. Unlike the Philosopher's Stone, the Sanguine Star uses several lives worth of blood, rather than several souls. However, a side effect of using the star is the warping of the soul. Number 94. The writers tried their best to write a story that wouldn't create inconsistencies with the main storyline. However, when Julia Crichton uses human transmutation to access the gate to save her brother, she should have been considered a candidate for Father's plan, but she's never mentioned again outside of the movie. Number 95. Studio Bones is also responsible for animating Noragami, Aureka 7, and Space Dandy. Number 96. The manga was initially planned to be 21 volumes long. In the end, a lot more was needed to complete the story, and the series ended after 27 volumes. Number 97. In Adventure Time Season 5, Episode 1, Finn the Human, Farmworld Finn features a metal right arm with the ability to turn it into a blade. That sounds just like Edward Elric. Number 98. The connections go even deeper. Romi Paku, the Japanese voice actress of Edward Elric, also voices Finn in the Japanese dub of Adventure Time. Number 99. In the Evangelion-themed episode of Regular Show, Brilliant Century Duck Crisis Special, a transmutation circle can be seen for a split second in the opening animation. Fact 100. In episode 12 of Lucky Star, there are several cosplayers cosplaying as characters from Fullmetal Alchemist. Number 101. You won't believe me when I tell you, but Lust is married to Roy Mustang. In real life anyway. Yes, Laura Bailey, voice of Lust, is married to Travis Willingham, the voice of Roy Mustang. Must be awkward knowing that your husband is responsible for destroying your character. Number 102. In Japan, the transition from 2003 to Brotherhood didn't fare well for most of the voice cast. All but 2 of the main voice actors from 2003 lost their voice roles. Oddly enough, for the English dub, a majority of the voice cast were able to reprise their roles. Number 103. In 2004, Fullmetal Alchemist won the Best Television Animation Award at the 9th Animation Kobe, an event created to promote anime and other forms of visual media. Number 104. Also in 2004, Fullmetal Alchemist was one of the jury-recommended works in the Japan Media Arts Festival in Anime Division. Number 105. 2004 was really Fullmetal Alchemist's year, because it also won Best Screenplay, Best Voice Actor, and Notable Entry in the Television category at the Tokyo Anime Awards. Number 106. In 2012, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood won Best Vocal Ensemble in an Anime title at the BTVA People's Choice Voice Acting Awards. Number 107. Wendy Powell also won for Best Female Vocal Performance in an Anime title in a supporting role at the BTVA People's Choice Voice Acting Awards for doing the voice of Envy.
Thank you for watching 107 Facts about Fullmetal Alchemist. If you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy 107 Facts on One Piece or 107 Facts on Naruto. Also be sure again to check out the link in the description for how to enter our contest for a $1,000 gift card to Stash Riot. So go ahead, check all that out, and remember, Frederator loves you.
Hey, Channel Frederator. 107 facts about the Swat cat. That is cat spelled with a K.